Biden regime spinmeister John Kirby claimed that the woke social engineering policies that have been introduced into the armed forces since Democrats took over the government are essential for the readiness of the military, and that rollbacks would put troops at risk. Kirby appeared on CNN to defend the policies after Republicans pushed back by adding amendments to the National Defense Authorization Act, NDAA, that seek to roll back left-wing priorities, including barring spending for abortion and sex change surgeries, two of the most important social agenda items for Democrats, as well as placing limits on diversity, equity, and inclusion training that some have likened to brainwashing. While Democrats howled in outrage that their cultural influence on the armed forces could face new limitations, the National Security Council spokesman took his case to CNN, appearing on Friday's edition of CNN News Central, where he discussed the amendments with host Kate Baldwin. Asked about what Biden's reaction to the bill would be and if he would veto it if it reaches his desk, Kirby said that his boss believes that diversity and inclusion and equity in the United States military is important, but said that he did not want to get into hypotheticals. Do you see the president signing a National Defense Authorization Act that limits transgender rights, that rips out diversity training, and does exactly the opposite of what you said the president supports when it comes to access to reproductive rights? Baldwin asked. The administration spokesman said that it was very difficult to think that Biden, a man who never gives an inch on the relentless imposition of the extremist left-wing agenda, would sign off on the bill as it currently exists but didn't rule it out entirely. It's very difficult to see the president supporting legislation that would make it harder for Americans to serve in uniform and to not be able to do so with dignity, would not be able to do so with the proper care they need, both medical and mental care, Kirby said. It's very difficult to see that the president would ever sign legislation that would put our troops at greater risk or put our readiness at risk. Baldwin asked whether a rejection of the NDA would put the administration in a tough position, since other necessary initiatives such as pay raises for the military and future investments in military infrastructure are included in the bill. The president is comfortable and confident that he's not gonna sign legislation that's not gonna affect our military readiness in a negative way or affect our people, Kirby responded, saying that Biden will leave it to members of Congress to decide how they're gonna vote on this for themselves, but obviously, he's not gonna support amendments, he's not gonna support legislation that will put our readiness or our troops at any greater risk. DoD's strategic advantage in a complex global security environment is the diverse and dynamic talent pool from which we draw, the White House Statement of Administration policy said earlier this week. We rely on diverse perspectives, experiences, and skill sets to remain a global leader, deter war, and keep our nation secure.